Hello, students of Latin American politics. I've decided to make this tutorial video to show you how to work with Padlets for those of you who are not familiar with them. I mentioned them today in class, October 27th, but I thought I'll make this video to explain it better. So basically, this works as a notice board. You can post things, you can comment on them, you can edit them, and it's a living document. Basically, we can work on it throughout the semester and it's always going to be available there. I'm going to show you quickly how to create posts. There are two ways. You can either double click on the canvas or you can click here on add. Whichever way you choose, it's fine. So let's start with a double click. So you give it a title. I'm going to call it test 1, and then you write your post. In this case, I'm going to say, I love Padlets. This is going to be my first post. It's very simple. I want you to notice that you can give it I love it comment here. Sometimes I create them with the option to give it a thumbs up or to give it a number of stars out of 5, or you can also rate it from 1 to 5. And you can also write comments here. So I can add a comment, really? Me too. I'm just being silly, but I'm adding a comment here. So as you can see, it appears as number 1 as a comment that we can see at the bottom. But that is for when you comment on posts that have been uploaded by other students. But what I'm going to encourage you to do is to upload your own posts. So let me try another one. This is going to be test 2, and for this one I'm going to add a link. I think I had it ready here. Coronavirus in Brazil. Sorry to keep talking about the same. Notice this, obviously if you click on it, it's going to delete it. You can move them around. You can edit them here. For example, with some instructions, watch this video. Yeah, I also like this one. And you have the option to add color. You can probably just paint it purple. There you go. So comments, links to videos. Let's see what else we can do with this. I'm going to do test 3, and then you can perhaps add a photograph. Let me see how we can add a photograph. Cancel, sorry. Okay, this is to look for things on the web. Yeah. Again. Fantastic. Another one. Oops, sorry. I'm going to create another one. I'm going to upload files that I have. So for example, if I go to my desktop, I have this photograph of a couple dancing to salsa in Cuba. There you go. So remember that you can always modify them. So I'm going to say Cuba, and I'm going to put salsa dancing here. There you go. So they are ready. You can play with them in the sense that you can connect them. So for example, I'm never going to give you a completely blank Padlet. There's always going to be content. This is just to show you how to use them. So for example, let's change this one, and I'm going to ask you a question. What is the capital of Ecuador? Let's imagine it appears there and you want to answer. You can answer by adding a comment here, but it would be so much nicer if you reply like this. The answer is Quito, and you can always connect it by clicking here. You go to connect the post and you connect it like this. So as you can see, this arrow indicates that the second post here saying Quito is connected to the first one that says what is the capital of Ecuador. And like that, we're going to create many more ads saying in Argentina, on the other hand, people love tango, if you remember the presentation that Giovanni's made. And then I'm going to put it underneath because it's connected to this one. Oops, I'm sorry. Here, that's the problem. And how do you connect them? Like this. Connect to this one. So as you can see, what is the capital of Ecuador is connected to this post. Salsa dancing is connected. You can change the color. For example, we make this to pink, so we know they correspond to each other. Sorry if I'm making it too fast. There you go. And that's how we're going to start putting loads and loads of posts. So now I'm going to stop here. This was just a test, and I'm going to show you what you're going to do. I've already created this one. That is your country profile. So as you can see, I've got all your PowerPoint presentations. You can at any point add information, change it, move them around. So for example, the presentations that you made today about COVID-19 in these different countries. So for example, I remember Marco was presenting about Colombia, so he might want to add something. So he can click here, for example, and say during COVID, there has been many riots. Okay, so for that I need to move this one down, and then I put it here, and you can connect it. So as you can see, okay, I'm sorry, it was Marco who presented today, but Yulinda also presented about Colombia last week. So I'm connecting now an idea that during COVID there has been many riots in Colombia, and we can move them around and create lots of interesting things. So the first one I'm going to ask you to work on is this one, and you are responsible for the posts. You are responsible for what people say. So if they ask you any questions, could you elaborate on the economy of Puerto Rico, for example? If they ask Lucia or if they ask Javier to explain why Uruguay is such a successful country in terms of healthcare, then you can reply here or in the form of comments. So Latin American politics, country profile is this first Padlet I'm going to ask you to work with. And the third one, which is the one we're going to start working on from today, is this one I've already created, Latin America in times of COVID. And as you can see, you have readings that are already embedded there. You have reading 1, 2, 3 in blue. You have 4 infographics, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in order to access them, you just click there. You can download them or enlarge them, etc. I'm going to close here. And then you have 2 podcasts, one from The Guardian and one from BBC World Service. This is for students who have less time to read or who have no time to sit down. They can always listen to a podcast while they do their dishes or their laundry, or simply you want to take a break from the screen and you want to close your eyes. You can listen to these podcasts, and they will be as informative as the readings. And there is a video here from this German website. So after you familiarize yourself with the materials, as I said today in class, you don't need to read everything, you don't need to access everything, but be curious and explore and look at things. You can rate it. Look, for example, here you can rate it. I'm going to say I like it more or less. You can comment. Interesting article. But the most important thing is that sorry, here, you see, it appears here. The most important thing is that you answer these questions. Number 1, 2, number 9. There are 9 questions. You can always include more questions if you feel like it, if you feel like, oh, I want to know something. And the idea is that we think of these as we have colorful post-it notes on a huge unlimited notice board. And we're going to be replying to people's questions, asking more questions. You can upload your videos. Someone might say, oh, I found something very interesting on the situation in Venezuela, and then you direct us to a video or any information that you want to share. You can record yourselves. You can record your voice, and then you can upload it. And remember that to make space, you can always move things around. Okay, so if you have any questions, remember to email me. And I will be here to assist you. I hope you found this useful, and I hope that you enjoy working on these Padlets. I'll see you next week, and happy Padleting. Bye.